Okay, so we've come to the part about Singapore math where we have to make parts and units equal. Now, what does it mean by making all these parts and units equal? Okay, we must understand that in Singapore math, we can call certain thing parts and we can call certain thing units. Okay, so this is an abstract concept that advanced students at primary 3 and 4 or an average student at primary 5 and 6 at that age, they should be able to handle. So the key concepts here to take away. Concept number one, fractions or ratios before and after an event, they represent different amounts. So you cannot just add them or subtract them or even do anything to them. They are just different amounts. Okay. And the key thing is, so how can we make something equal or the same? If we can catch this and make something equal or the same, we can do something about them. Okay, so let's look at this question as an example. Sim had 2/3 as many cards as Dan. Sim bought 50 more and Dan gave away 18. Sim now had 1 and 2/3 as many cards as Dan. How many cards did Sim had at first? Now we will not be going through things about fractions because I believe that my readers will be able to match them. As in 2/3 as many means Sim has two units and Dan has 2 units. Okay, like this. Okay, so at the beginning, okay, we know that Sim has 2 units, Dan has 3 units because 2/3 as many as Dan. Then something happened. Okay, Sim had 15 more. Now we don't know how many units is 15. So but we know that it's a number. Okay. And then has 18 taken away. Okay. Again, we don't know how many units this is, but we know a certain number. Okay. And something happened because of that. In the end, Sim and Dan, okay, because the quantities are different, you cannot call them units anymore. Let's give them a different number. I mean, you can call them blocks. You can call them, when you do algebra, you call them a letter. But now, let's just call them parts. So at the end, Sim to Dan is now 5 parts to 3 parts because of what has happened. Now, obviously, because they are parts and they are units, they are different, you cannot do anything about that. Okay, but wait a minute. What did we notice? Mm, can we say that there's something we can make equal? Can we say that Sim's 5 parts is actually the same as 2 units plus 15, and Dan's 3 parts is actually 3 units minus 18? They are the same. Okay. And once we know the same, we also realize something. Hey, we are not expressing things in parts. So if we can find out what 15 parts is, we can also make something else equal. So in this case, Sim's 15 parts. Okay, you just multiply his original 5 parts by 3. That will give you 15 parts. And we know that the original 15 parts is 2 units plus 15. And so that gives you 6 units plus 36. How about Dan? Dan's 15 parts, well, if you multiply his original 3 parts by 5, so we have 3 units minus 18 times 5, or 15 units minus 90. So now we have two sets of 15 parts. Now 15 parts, whether you call it this or you call it that, they are the same. So in other words, 6 units plus 36 must be the same as 15 units minus 90. Now in mathematics, the equal sign means they are balanced. They are the same. Okay, they are the same. And once we can fix something that, okay, by the balance method, we will know that if we balance both sides of balance, okay, we take out anything we don't want, we add in anything to balance them up. So from here, we know that 9 units must be the same as 126. Okay, And if 9 units is 126, 1 unit must be the same as 14. Okay, so once we know this, we can actually conclude that we know that sim had 2 units at first. Okay, and we already know what 1 unit is. 1 unit is 14. So therefore, sim must have 2 units at first. 2 units must be 28. So sim had 28 cars at first. Okay, and this is what we do. We are always trying to find what is the same in any kind of word problems. Okay, in Singapore math, we train you in pre-algebraic thinking as early as elementary school. Okay, and in all these, we are always trying to look for the ways to tell us what is actually the same, what hasn't changed, what is actually the same. Once you can identify that, you can solve many, and in fact nearly all problems. Okay, all problems when it comes. Okay, because you need to identify them first. Okay, so another time we will go through another math problem. Bye bye.